Hello, everyone. It's Essence, your divine love mentor, and I am coming to you today to talk about is the man you love slipping away? I really felt guided to share this message today. I usually talk to single women, but my spirit today wanted to talk to women directly, to women who are in a relationship. And so, the relationship before, you were once very lovey-dovey, you had great communication, you were affectionate, lots of intimacy, you were best friends, and you were happy. But now that's not what you're experiencing. And I want to ask you, is your baggage contributing to the downfall of the relationship? And so I want you to really think about this. This is what this short presentation is going to be on. And so, again, right now, you're in a relationship with someone that you love dearly, but you're afraid that the relationship is falling apart because you're not communicating like you used to. You're not as affectionate as you used to be. You're not spending as much time together as you once were. There's a lot of blame being tossed around. There might be some silent treatment. You're easily irritated, and there's not very much intimacy right now. And so you also might be in a place where you're feeling resentful. You replay the past a lot, meaning it could be your childhood, your previous relationships, or even maybe the beginning of this relationship, but your mind keeps going to the past a lot. Right now, you might be holding your emotions in and keeping everything bottled up. You in the past have been abandoned, rejected, abused, betrayed, and you're feeling like some of this stuff could be contributing to your relationship. And so again, your emotional baggage or past toxic energy could be contributing to the downfall of the relationship. And I'm not saying it's totally your fault at all, but the energy of the relationship is composed of both you and your mate's energy. So if you already had toxic energy before the relationship, it's highly likely that your toxic energy is seeping into the energy of the relationship. So I want to show you a little bit more of what that means. And so in the relationship, let's just look at it as it being three parts. One part is you here, and this is, let's say this woman here represents a woman with a lot of baggage from her past, and maybe she was abandoned. Maybe her dad didn't raise her, or she has abandonment issues from her parents working and not really being there. She often felt rejected growing up. She's carrying some shame and hurts, and she might have been abused and cheated on, right? She has all these things that she's been carrying from her life. And then you have your mate over here, and then he has his own baggage from the past and everything he's gone through, and maybe he has some abandonment and rejection issues, right? But then you guys come together and you form this energy, this relationship. And so this is like the third aspect. This is like almost like your baby, right? This is what you're creating together. And so in the beginning, there may be a lot of love and happiness and compassion and sexiness that you're bringing, and then he's bringing in love and security and humor and adventure, right? You're bringing the best parts of you to the relationship in the beginning. But then after 3, 6, 12 months go by, what you're bringing is the baggage, right? That unconscious stuff that's been just hanging out underneath the surface is now coming to the surface and seeping into the relationship. And it's now muddying the water. That's why I have it changing the colors. And it's like an overlay. So that love and happiness and all that stuff is still there. But now what's on top of it is all of your junk. Now you're bringing in your anger and your abandonment issues and your low self-worth. And he's bringing in frustration and his insecurities, right? And so the relationship is now beginning to fall apart because of this energy that you're bringing into it. And so what happens is let's say if you were abandoned, right? You have abandonment issues, and now when he works late, you're like, oh, you're never there for me, and I don't see you anymore, and you don't pay me any attention. And it's like you're going back to that old wounded child place. Or maybe excuse me, or maybe you have been angry all of your life at your dad and at your ex, and now that old anger is now seeping into the relationship, and he can't even sneeze right without you saying cover your face, right? Just like the little smallest things he's doing is triggering your old anger. Or maybe you always had lack of trust, but now you're bringing that into the relationship, and he hasn't even done anything, but you're going through his phones and accusing him of things, and he hasn't even done anything, right? This is how your old wounds and baggage begins to damage the relationship. Now, I am not saying that he's innocent and he's not playing a part in this at all, but all you can do is clear up your side of the street. All you can do is clear up your energy. That's the only thing you really have control over, is yourself and what you're bringing. So many times we're so concerned about what the mate is doing and what he should be doing and what's not happening, right? And we're not taking ownership of what we're bringing and what we're contributing. And so it's up to you to clear this stuff up in order to have a shift in the relationship. Because if you don't, you just stay in this cycle where you guys are arguing, you're still projecting your abandonment issues, and then you're feeling betrayed, and now there's some hate starting to seep in, right? You just stay in this cycle where nobody's happy. So again, it is up to you to do your own inner work, your own healing, to change the dynamic of the relationship. So then that brings us here. Let's say that you do the deep inner healing work. Let's say you work with someone like me, a healer, and you release your past, your abandonment issues, and heal your shame and your rejection stuff. And now you have a new energy that you're bringing to the relationship, and your love is restored, and you're able to bring in more compassion and more peace. And so there's still some stuff here that some work that needs to be done, but look how much love has been restored just from you doing your part, just from you clearing your side of the street. And so, yeah, he might still have his own inner work to do, but now he might be more motivated to do his because he sees how happy and at peace you are just with yourself. And now he's able to listen to you when you talk, because you're not coming from that place of anger. You're not coming from that place of abandonment and being childlike, right? Now he's more understanding of you and more affectionate, because you're real you, your spiritual and soulful you, now that you've released all of those layers of pain that was there before. And so it's time for you to be the goddess in your relationship. And I realized that early on in my relationship, I realized that my abandonment stuff was starting to muddy the waters. I can remember a time where I went over to his house, and he was at the computer, and I was feeling like he needs to get off that computer and just pay attention to me. Like, why is he on that computer? He needs to drop everything when I come over here. And then I caught myself like, oh my God, no, you're not a child. He doesn't have to drop doing his work just because I'm here. Like, that's so childish. And I just what I realized is, okay, there's still some more abandonment healing I need to do. And there's some more inner child work that I need to do, because that was my inner child screaming for attention. But it's not his job to tend to my inner child. It's my job. So I needed to go in and do the healing and loving myself and spending more time with myself and filling myself up, and not looking for him to fill me up, because what he gives should just be in addition to an already filled cup. So that's what I want you to understand. Being the goddess in your relationship is about you being the most healed, whole, light, beautiful, happy version of you. And so your relationship, it does not have to end like all of the rest. And my spiritual genius is to help women like you heal your past and release your baggage. And you can do that now. You don't have to wait until the relationship gets worse. And you don't have to continue to let the relationship and the person you love slip away. You can save it now before it's too late. It is really time, if this has been resonating with you and you are seeing this happening in your relationship, it's your time to do your part, because you can't control him and what he does inwardly, but you have total control over your next step to heal the relationship by healing yourself. And so some of you watching this might be in therapy, but oftentimes, and you can do this deeper work with me in addition to therapy, because a lot of times therapy just works on a surface level, mental level, just at the surface of your relationship. But the abandonment, the pain, the abuse, the hurt that might have been caused by your parents or your abusers or even your siblings or family, that pain cuts really deep, deeper than the surface level. You know, it hit you at a deeper spiritual, emotional level. And that's where the healing needs to happen. Going deep into those layers is my superpower. And I would really love to help you if this is resonating with you and you're ready to do your inner healing work to save your relationships. And so I put a link to my calendar in the description. I have a few spots left this week and a few open next week. So book your consultation and we'll dive in and see what your energy blocks are, what your baggage is, and how it may be contributing to the relationship and how we can resolve that. And then if it's a good fit, we'll discuss which healing program I have and what may be best for you and how we can move forward with working together. I would really love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know if this resonated with you, if you have any questions, and I look forward to speaking with you.